Friends, I just wanted to talk to you about flood insurance, to share some information. So flood insurance is a pretty big deal in our area because there's a lot of homes that are in an area that they're required to have flood insurance in order to get a mortgage. And the flood insurance is being provided by the National Flood Insurance Program. It's a government subsidized program that was just getting ready to expire. Congress voted to extend it until November of this year, when they have to vote on it again and decide whether to extend it as is, revise the program. They did try to do massive restructuring of the program in 2012, and then they pulled back those changes, or the majority of those changes, because they ended up raising the rates across the board. So the original owners of the house were grandfathered in, but then a new buyer would have to pay sometimes 4 or 5 plus times the amount of insurance. So it made some houses unsellable because it just didn't make sense for the value of the home to pay that much in flood insurance in order to purchase the home. So that would be my concern if you're looking at a house in a flood area, because we just don't know what's going to happen. So you need to look at the price of insurance, what it is now, what it could be in the future, relative to the value of the home you're buying. Now, I'm certainly not saying you can't sell a house in a flood area, you don't want to buy a house in a flood area, because again, there's so many in our area that are in a high-risk flood zone. The whole area has a flood zone map, so it's kind of wrong to say it's in a flood zone, because we're all in some sort of flood zone. It's just what the risk factor is in that particular flood zone. So again, do your research. If you're looking at buying a home in a high-risk flood area that requires you to have insurance, just go in with all the information, because you don't want to get burnt, say 5 years down the road, if you go to sell the home and all of a sudden they've changed all these programs and the insurance is just skyrocketed to where you just can't sell the home. So I hope that information helps. Have a fantastic day. Hit me up with any questions.